Hello, welcome to Community Breathing and Tension Release for Thursday, July 8th. This is a recording. I'm gonna upload this video, and we had Belle here and she just trickled away. So today I've been doing the chair for a little while. Today I'm just gonna do a classic version from sitting on the floor. So even while sitting on the floor, you can use your chair, obviously, but sitting on the floor, you can prop yourself up a little bit. You can roll your mat up to lift your hips up a little bit if you need to release out of your hips or your lower back. So it's just a little bit different, and this is the usual way, but we are going to just come around relaxing into the floor with our sitting bones. So finding a nice comfortable position. We want to sit in a position that helps your hips relax. So you can cross your feet. You can come into sort of a long diamond shape here. You can let your feet come out to the sides. So we're just practicing finding a position, checking into our sits bones. And let's actually just bring our hands into the front of our hips here. And we'll just do a little side to side shifting, releasing into the sitting bones and knowing where they are. There she is. And then we're going to do maybe a little forward and back shifting. Try not to use muscle. Just relax into your bones here for a moment. You're letting your hips go, letting your legs go, letting your lower back go. And then we're just going to relax down and through the bones. Let the bones support your posture so we don't feel any tension. And if you need to shift your posture, let the bones shift you so that you feel more easily traveled into that position. Relaxing through the shoulders, feeling that release through the back of the neck. Let's just close the eyes. Letting the breath release, starting to focus internally. Let the breath drop down into the base of the spine, into the base of the pelvis. Feeling that release travel down through the spine, through the tail of the spine, into the floor. Starting to focus internally, letting go of any external thoughts or tension. So bringing your focus together here on yourself. And then very gently, we're going to open the eyes, take the palms, and start gliding the hands together, relaxing through the fingers, drawing the breath up into the palms, feeling that nice sense of heat and friction, energy between the palms here. And then separating the hands, feeling the energy between them, letting that carry out, pushing the energy away through the palms into the space around you. So this next part is just a nice sense of breathing and yawning. And we're connecting through the body from inside to outside and just moving and exploring all of the space we have around us, breathing into that space, acknowledging all the space you have to grow into, connect into, feeling that connection from inside, up above, down below, around the sides and behind. Then we're going to reach out, gathering energy from the space around through the palms, and bring that over the face, sensing it over the eyes, and just washing over the face, breathing into that, feeling that sense of calm and release as you wash this through your face. And then we're going to take our fingertips into the brow bone, breathing out and just carving from the inside to the outside with a little lift up into the hairline. So exhale, flushing through. Again, feeling nice and calm and released as you massage through, breathing through that release. And then taking your index finger to go underneath the eyes, right into and along the orbital bone. So we're breathing out and carving open that little lift up around the sides again. Relaxing the face, feeling that sense of calm flush through from the center and out, flushing through the sinuses, not holding the breath, releasing the breath as you carve. And then taking the fingertips up into the forehead, scrubbing up and down, breathing out. Coming around to the outside of the eyes, the temples, very lightly moving the skin around there, just releasing on top of the skin, not pressing in too hard at all. And then traveling down, relaxing the jaw in between the upper and lower jaw. You can dig your fingers in here a little bit more. Really try to look for some spots that you need to help release on your body. So you can sort of move around, letting your jaw hang open a little bit to help that process of release. And then up around into the scalp, above the ears, we're going to scrub and lift through the scalp into the crown of the head. So we're lifting up away from the ears towards the top of the head, and then traveling around the backs of the ears into the back of the head, feeling a nice sense of lifting, waking up from inside the head there. And then finally reaching the bottom of the skull into the top of the neck. So that is the top of the spine, the occipital area. We're just gonna massage into that crevice there, breathing and relaxing through the head, going a little bit out to the sides towards your ears with that, releasing there. And then going back into the neck, down the back of the neck, really nice deep circular massage. You can relax your head and just dig in and massage any tension and tightness through the neck away from the spine. You're drawing it out through the sides. We're traveling down the back of the neck into the tops of the shoulders. So of course, big tension area here. We're going to dig our fingers back and exhale, digging in and pulling forward, relaxing the shoulders, releasing any tension and shaking it off. And going back again, and exhale and release. And again, breathing out, relaxing the shoulders and just peeling the stress away from the shoulders and shaking it off. And then feeling the breath from down below in your belly here. That breath brings you up into your posture. Inhale, and that releases. We're going to interlace the fingers, breathing up through the palms. And we're just going to wiggle up taller, feeling this wake up from inside, lifting through the spine, and just gently moving through the arms. And then we're going to come back through center. Relax the arms down, let the tail sweep under, and we're going to take a nice circle, sweeping the arms around. Breathe through the side of the ribs, finding the elbow, wide chest, relax the arms over, exhale, and sweep forward and around, under through the tail. Inhale through the side and up, and exhale, over and forward, around and down. And inhale, side and up. We're going to take a little pause here and change to the other side. Exhale, sweeping the tail under, gliding the arms over and around. Inhale, up. And exhale, over, sweeping the tail under to come around. Feeling the breath through the top side ribs, wide sternum breathing up. Feel that breath support you from all the way down, in and up, reaching through the palms. Keep that breath connected and gently float the arms open, around and down. And then from here, we're going to come out with the legs. So with our legs, we're taking a nice sort of kneading stretch here. So we want to Feel the breath, support from down low, very gently pulling the fingers down. We're gonna inhale down, and you can roll through your foot and change. Inhale through, and roll through, and change. Inhale, and reach, and change. Inhale, and reaching. Now we're going to take this other palm back behind on the floor and just give a little push up and over to open the chest and shoulder. Relax and change. Use your hand to help your body expand and extend over the tail. Relax and change. So that top arm is relaxing into the back of the shoulder and just gently hanging, probably not straight up. Relax into it. You can let your elbow soften, and that arm probably widens a little bit, coming from the chest through the arm. Relax and change. So you're finding your alignment. We're not trying to pull it. We're trying to unravel it. And then we're going to let both palms come up, circling and breathing through wrists and ankles, circling around, breathing through them as we make our way down to the floor, finding a nice hang over the legs, relaxing the knees and the hips, releasing through the back here, and just dropping the head over. Breathing out, let your breath go, let the head feel heavy, let your jaw and chin go here. Sometimes there's some holding into the neck, and until you really, really breathe and focus into it, it still is there. So now we're going to breathe out through the nose and just gently drop the head. So the breath through the nose gets into and along the nerves of the spine much better than through the mouth, although you can breathe out through your mouth. So that gentle breathing out through the nose as you drop your head might help this release a little bit more. So just try it out. And then just hanging over, relaxing, and taking a little sway from side to side. Breathing out, letting the weight of your head shift from one side to the other. Breathing and shifting over to the outside of one knee and to the outside of the other knee. So this weight shift is turning into a nice little rocking motion into our hips. So we feel that dropping down and shifting up. So one hip releases off the floor and then drops back down. Feel that you're breathing through the sides of your ribs, breathing through the sides of the vertebrae to shift your body. And then we're going to lift one hip up and walk backwards. So we lift through the hip and walk back, dragging the leg, no tension in the leg. We're just practicing shifting from the hip, from the spine to move the leg. Not taking it from the leg up, breathing into that shifting of the hips. Then we're going to practice coming forward. The hip lifts and the leg drops out. The hip lifts and leg drops out. The leg's nice and heavy here. We're just pushing off and walking forward from one sitting bone to the other, lifting and shifting from inside. You can feel the connection through your abdomen helping you out here. And then just relaxing and hanging over, releasing through the head. Feel the breath. Come in and up through the low belly along the spine. We're going to inhale to roll up. Don't lose that connection as you come all the way up. Practice this long scoop through the belly without tensing the legs. Keep breathing through that, finding the length through the crown of the head more easily. Then you can just let that go. So that nice engagement, which can be a little tiring if you're not used to it, you have to let it build. We're now just going to round through the back, taking our fists nice and loose, and we're going to drum into the sacrum. There's a little scoop through the tummy here, drumming into the sacrum, loosening up any bits of tension or tightness. We're going to go around to the outside of the glute, of the sacrum into the glutes, breathing into that. Then going up the sides of the spine, into the kidneys, and back down again. And then we're going to take our fists into the sides of the hips, and you're just kind of dropping down into the sides of the hips, releasing anything that's hanging out in there that you need to move around. And then we're gonna go from one side to the other side. So this is the back side of our hip, and we're just kind of dropping our fist into the back side of the hip with a nice flushing type motion, releasing anything tight or held on and sending it down and out through the legs, out through the feet. And then taking the palms a little bit more open, relax though, using the heels of the hands. We're fluffing up around the sides of the legs. So this is our IT band line. We're going down the sides of the legs. We really want the muscles to shake here off the bone. We want to try to let go. So you might be holding on. A lot of times you're not even aware that you're holding until you start doing things and realizing, or somebody else, like maybe you're getting a massage and you realize how tense you are, but you didn't know you were. So we're just trying to help that process a little bit more. Now we've gotten down to the bottom of the lower quadriceps where they come into the knees, right at that attachment area above the knee. We're just going to kind of fluff things up, go all around the knee, from the outside over the top to the inside. And then back through center, we'll take nice light taps with our fingertips into the kneecap, feeling that vibration travel through the joint. We're going to travel down the shin bones all the way to our ankles, waking things up inside the bones, breathing, releasing, and traveling back up again. And then we're going to lean back and flush down and out along the quads through the thigh muscles here. So we're able to give a lot more pressure through the heels of the hands, go into and along the bones. So our femur bones, thickest bone in our body, we want to really massage and lengthen the quads along that bone. And you can go a little bit to the inside, a little bit to the outside. Your legs are round, right? They're not flat. We're going to come around to the outside of the shins, that nice circular motion again, just kind of fluffing things up. These are our peroneals. If you've ever had shin splints, you know these very well. So we're just going to release, loosen things up. If you're sore here or extra tight, you can just go lighter. Even just that lighter, softer repetition is really helpful. And then we're going to come back, letting both knees hang out to the sides. We're not doing a stretch, we're just relaxing. Use the tops of the palms and take a downward motion through the inner thighs, releasing down and out from the hips, letting go of anything that's held in there. These are the adductors. We want to travel down this inner thigh area towards the knees, releasing anything there, and then gently flexing through the heels to lightly engage through the calves. Take a deep breath and drop down into your calves. So we're going to exhale and release, breathing out. You don't have to take such a big drop if you're sore or tight here. You can just do, like I said before, that lighter repetition that builds up. So a little bit more gentle, but maybe a quicker repetition in there. Then let's focus on a little bit lower below the calves into our Achilles area, just kind of dropping down, loosening things up in there. And then coming around back into the palms and shaking the legs out on the floor. Do a nice little shifting in your hips and shoulders, making sure you're not holding tension. We're going to practice gathering through the center. So we call this our dantian in yoga. The breath comes in and up, bringing the knee up. We're going to start to gather there as we exhale, then let the leg go. So there's a sense of connection before the leg lets go. We're going to change sides. Inhale, exhale, let it go, and change. So the idea is that we're letting the leg release a little bit more through that contrast, and also not pulling. So if I don't do that, I could potentially pull away from my center, jerk in my hip or my back. We don't want that. We want to stabilize here to release. And it's kind of an illusion. It gives a look of just being, oh, they're just really flexible and connected, but there's a lot of work going on there. So now we're going to relax and hang the legs apart. So we're using that same gathering breath through the low belly. We're going to take a quick tap and release. We want to be very swift through the bones here. Let go of the muscles. Tap and let go. And practice not holding on. And again. One more time. And then release. So we're going to bring the feet in. We're going to work through our feet now, relaxing into the feet. We're going to roll through the ankles, moving the ankles around, relaxing and just massaging, starting to bring our focus into our feet. And then relax your feet on the floor. Take your fingers and massage into the inside of the heel ankle area, between the ankle bone and the heel. We're just really digging into those tendons that support our feet, our whole body, the weight of our body. We're just kind of loosening things up in there, feeling things out. Might not feel like very much at first, but you want to kind of make sure that there's some space and freedom here. And also if you feel, you know, in the hot weather, if you feel a little bit puffy around in here, this is really good for that. We're going to take a nice massage now using your thumbs underneath the foot, through the sole of the foot, breathing out, relaxing the feet, and really getting into the arches, right? So taking some nice deep circular massage, try to relax in your foot as much as possible to really let this release come through. And then taking the hands underneath the balls of the feet, taking a nice little stretch apart with the toes. We're just going to hold the toes open in space and just breathing into that. Relax your foot as your feet as you're doing that. Then gently release. We're going to come around. Now this could be a little tricky. We're going to bring one foot in, the other knee comes up. Now I'm going to do a nice hug into my chest, lifting up nice and tall, getting a nice compression into the front of my hip. This hip might come off the floor. You want to try to drop that sits bone down because we don't want to torque the back, right? So we just want to drop it down. You can bring your foot out more. Try to keep your posture nice and open and tall as you come to your toes. We're going to just scissor the toes apart, breathing and pulling them long. So we're just getting some space, releasing in between the toes, releasing any tension, pulling them out along again, releasing from the foot. So try to notice what your foot is doing as you're working through your toes. One teaches the other, vice versa, with the toes and the feet. And then go through and do little pinches, pulling the toes out further apart and longer. One more time, getting lots of space, nice froggy foot there. Lift your heel up, take a nice massage on top of your foot. And then just relax and change the other side. So we're going to tuck this in, lifting up, pull this knee into your chest. Watch your hip there. Drop that sitting bone down, breathe into it, and finding that nice tall posture, nice fold into the front of the hip, releasing through the back. We're going to come forward into the toes, breathing and scissoring apart, finding that space and pulling the toes long, working through each set of toes, breathing out and pulling that space through the toes, relaxing into the feet. And then even once you finish that, go back and take little pinches, lengthening the toes out even more again, pulling the toes out, creating lots of space in between them, lifting the heel up and massaging into the top of the foot. And then we're going to come around back into our palms. So we have a nice little curl here. We're going to feel our sitting bones gather together, and there's a connection down the back of the legs and through the feet into the floor. Palms are behind. There's a nice breath scooping through the belly. We're going to squeeze the legs together. We're walking through our feet. We're going to squeeze and exhale. exhale, reach your toes out. Use your toes to pull your heels up. So we're inchworming along the floor, but also feeling the connection from our center down and out through the feet. So we don't feel disconnected. Everything is connected in the body. We are one piece, mind and body. We're not separate. So we're making all of it work together. You have to use your mind to talk to your body. We're going to reverse that. Go over with the toes, draw the heels back, relax the toes to lengthen them out, up and over, finding a nice even dome. Pull that energy back in and going over, pull it back. Let's walk forward one more time. Breathing out, exhale, breathing into the floor and walk. And exhale and walk. And exhale and walk. And just relaxing and shaking out. Come back into your comfortable seated position. Crossed feet in your diamond, legs out. Take a nice deep breath. Feel the breath through the sides of the ribs expand as you massage around. We're moving the lymph around here. Inhale. And exhale. And go all throughout the abdomen. And then we're going to flush down right into the front of the hips, the groin area, lots of lymph here. Just breathing through that, moving things around, releasing there. And then right up into the center of the chest, the breastplate here. We're going to just do a nice little scrubby up and down motion. Let your breath go and feel how that just kind of relaxes you into your body, right? So we're letting that release come through. It's amazing how much tension we hold in our chest until we go with there and say, oh, yeah, there's a lot of tension there. Now we're going to take nice long strokes from the ribs through the abdomen, down through into the pelvis. We're going to get up underneath the sides of the ribs, just using our fingertips to wake up everything through the organs and feeling a connection around the whole body through there. And then relaxing the arms. Let your arms just kind of hang and release here. Feel that your shoulder blades, the back of your shoulders, your scapula, are feeling heavy, nice and wide and hanging down. I love, my favorite image is, American football players' uniforms, right? So their protection, their shoulder guards or whatever they're called, they're very big. And so we want to feel that prominence of weight to relax, and then take your other hand and massage right into the front of your shoulder. So we're just going to relax through the head. We're flushing lots of lymph here again. You can move around. Let yourself explore where you feel on your body that you need to go. You might not know where you need to go, but you don't have to stay in one spot. You can kind of move around through that. And then come around to the other side. Just letting the head relax and just starting to open up the front of that shoulder from the chest. Breathing and kind of flushing through the lymph here, letting things move and work a little bit better. And then using the breath, we're going to exhale, dropping the palm up and over the shoulder. So we're just going to very gently let our head kind of get out of the way, breathing out. So you can think of this as releasing any tension and tightness through the tops of the shoulders, but you can also let this travel into waking up through the upper back, right? So we have our lungs back there, all the way up there, and we have our ribs back there, and then of course we have lots of tissue, right? So we're going to, maybe you feel your rhomboids wake up in between your shoulder blades. And then we're going to let the tail release under. Feel that connective breath from the low belly gather you in and up. That's what brings your arms up. This connection from down here. Inhale. Lifting you up. We're going to exhale through the arms down and out. And take it again. Soft tail. Find that breath. That breath gathers you through the spine, through your midline. Inhale. No tension in the legs. Lift, lift, lift. Let it go. One more. Inhale up. Lift, 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 and release. And shake it all out. Relaxing your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists, your fingers, letting the breath release. Letting that shake come through the bones, releasing the muscles. A really good shake here, all the way down into the fingers. And then once you feel nice and fuzzy, all the way down into the hands, relaxing the shoulders. We're going to use the breath. We're going through each finger and just breathing out, wiggling that finger free from the palm. Feel the breath from the sternum open through the arms. So we're not trying to use my arms, and I'm not pushing my arms back, right? I'm finding a connection from the center of my body, from breath. We all breathe. If you're not breathing, you're not living, right? So we recognize breath when we look at each other. You immediately notice if there isn't breath, because we have that, that's our bond. So we are just trying to use our breath in a little bit of, we're manipulating it a little bit to feel and explore and connect. So think about that. We're going to wiggle the finger open. The breath is your guide to release through the body and go to the next finger. So of course, there's lots more going on here. We have these nerve meridians that release all the way up through into the neck, into the spine, feeling that opening from the center and out. You might not feel the release right away. It's a hard thing to feel, but you keep looking for it, right? Because we all have it. We're breathing. And sometimes it takes a while to condition the strength of your breath and also the coordination through your body. Sometimes they're not as coordinated as they can be, but they can be. So you just have to find it for yourself. And it's not about mimicking. It's not about just watching me and just saying, oh yeah, I'm just flicking my fingers. No, you want to feel. I'm trying to coach people to try and find a connection with breath. And so now we're going to just interlace the fingers and just breathe, compress and release through the palms, squeezing and letting go, little shearing forward and back. Let's relax through the wrists, let the breath go, and just let the wrists glide around. Feeling that release travel through the movement, letting the movement become more fluid here, right? Because it just happens when we let go. And then reversing, coming back the other way. Breathing out and just letting that movement come through. And then taking hands apart. Open and close. We're going to inhale from the palm and bring it in. Expand and compress using the breath. So I'm not trying to pull my fingers apart. I'm using breath from the center of the palm to unravel my fingers. Then I'm pulling that breath from the center of the palm in. I'm not trying to jolt my fingers because that won't open my palm. That will just give more tension and not do what we want it to do. And just think, just doing this, breathing through your palm out through your fingers, think of how your palm is connected to the next part and the next part and the next part. So just even that is really good to practice in terms of feeling a sense of opening from a certain area. We're going to let the breath now come from here, from the dantian, the base of the spine, the root of our pelvis and our core. We're going to let the breath come in to expand through the body from there up. Now we're going to squeeze the breath out. Exhale, feel that scooping in connection, squeezing the breath out. Now we're going to squeeze through our distal points, fingertips, toes, eyes. Use the breath to squeeze and compress and feel that you're cleansing out anything negative, physical or emotional, using your breath to push that out of your body so you don't have any more breath. Inhale, expand from here. Breathe through the spine to expand out. And we're going to squeeze it out again. Exhale. See how the breath is really guiding me? And then try that again. Find your breath. Focus on your breath. Squeeze it out. And on this last one, we're going to exhale, but this time gather that light, new energy through the fingertips and toes and draw that into the dantian, into your center, enveloping it, keeping space in those lines. And then just release anything left, just kind of throw it out. We're going to come up into the ears, relaxing your jaw, and just taking a nice massage around the ears, tracing through, pressing in and releasing. Relax your jaw and gently pull the ears away from your head, my all-time favorite. Then we're going to come up right into that occiput, that very top of the spine again, and just kind of little massage lifting up. Feel a lift through the back of the neck into your head. Feel that slight connection down here. If this isn't working, then there's no way you can correct your posture. You can correct parts of your posture, but it will never be, it will never feel easy either. This makes it, once this gets a little more conditioned, you don't have to hold yourself. You just are in more of a better alignment. So now we're going to just rest the head into the back of the palms and just breathe. Use your palms to very gently glide up, releasing and lengthening through the head and sweeping up and open, around and down. Feeling that sense of breath through the spine, up through the spine and out through the eyes. The eyes are at the top of the spine. The eyes connect into the space around us. Your eyes can give your posture too. So we're going to breathe, but use your eyes to turn your head, just gently scanning the room, feeling a sense of connection inside as you look outside, taking a new breath and feeling that you're staying in your body, you're staying in your posture as you're using the eyes to connect out around you. So you're trying, so sometimes we get overly excited with what's going on outside, of course, and then taking a new breath and finding that energy through the eyes, but also just bringing some balance internally through the spine, feeling that the eyesight expands out beyond the space that you're in, feeling like you're looking out into a really beautiful horizon. And one more time, exhale, feeling the breath, feeling the connection travel through the spine, up and out through the eyes. So the eyes are very soft and gentle here, just a natural sense of actually using your vision. So it's not using the eyes like an exercise, like an eyeball movement exercise. It's actually seeing, and the vision is the eyeball exercise, right? So we want to see and focus and enjoy. So seeing color, seeing distance, seeing different shapes, you know, just simply not overloading yourself. So we're going to take a deep breath, keeping this all nice and open. Inhale, draw the breath in and up as you squeeze the eyes shut. And exhale, release, gently open the eyes. And just blinking, and just taking the hands and relaxing and sweeping away any little extra energetic cobwebs around the face and eyes. And then taking the fingertips and just tapping around the skull, breathing out, feeling that nice vibration through the bones. And then taking an upward sweeping motion through the back of the neck and the head. We want to feel and be aware of the length through the back of the body. We're moving from that posture of the length through the back of the body. Relaxing through the jaw. We're just going to use our eyes, look over to the side, and scan, look over. Try not to let your chin come forward. Try not to sweep around and out. We're just feeling length and we're turning. We're just breathing out. Relax your jaw. You do not have to go fast here. Only if you feel comfortable and feel that you're connected, and make sure that you're not pulling your chin forward. We're just practicing spotting from one side to the other. You can relax your eyelids a little bit, but still see. Breathing out, let your breath go. Let it slow down. And then we'll come into the suture sagittalis, right into the front hairline in the center. We're going to press down, pull apart, and release. Just a little touch. A little bit further back, press down, pull apart. And a little bit further back, right into the crown of the head, the fontanelle, and release, or what used to be. We're going to come around onto hands and knees now. So when we're on our hands and knees, we're using that breath and sending the energy from the spine down and out through the feet. So we're going to tuck the toes under, and just make sure I have space here. We're going to tuck the toes under and let your tail hang down, relax, glide back, exhale. Feel nice and long in the front of the hip, behind the knee. Try not to sink. Breathe in and out. So we're not staying here this long. Use your tummy to bring this knee back in. And change and exhale, gliding back. Breathing through the back of the knee, the heel. So a lot of times people hold in the ball of their foot and their heel doesn't move. So try to practice softening your foot to let your heel move to find that energy flush, and then change. And gliding back. And coming back in. So now from here, we're going to tuck the toes under, and if you're comfortable, drop your tail back over your heels and let your arms hang forward over the legs, and just take a little bounce of your tail, dropping your head. Take your palms really close to the feet. Take a deep breath and exhale. Use your tummy to lift up, scoop, and push the floor away. Shake your legs out here. We're going to bend the right knee, but shift your body weight into your left straight leg and breathe into that straight leg shift and change. Bend your left knee, hang over the left a little bit, but breathe into shifting your weight into the straight right leg and change. Bending and exhale, shifting. If you feel comfortable, scooping the belly to curl the head up. And change. And hanging, shifting into the straight leg, and scoop and curling the head up. Coming back through center, just hanging and releasing, breathing into your feet, into the floor. Find that nice lift with the abdomen lifting up to the center. We're going to inhale, lifting the belly up to the ceiling to roll up. Keep breathing through that lift. And as we come all the way up, feel the energy of the legs breathe down through the floor. So we have that nice loop in and up, long and down and out. So now from here, we're going to just let gravity take over there. We're going to do just a little tiny breathing and standing. So we don't want to lose that sense of posture, right? So we have, it's not, posture is not good or bad, it is what it is. So we are trying to establish a long, aligned posture, anatomically correct, to make sure everything functions well. So we're going to find the length down through the tail, through the heels, Feel a nice little activation breath through the low belly. Our fingertips are on the low belly, the dantian. We're breathing, it's a little sipping breath, and the sipping breath is connected to the abdominal engagement in and up along the spine. So that's what you're thinking of, that movement inside. We're going to sip in and up. Practice that belly lifting in and up. You're going to feel a nice stretch through the hips and length through the legs. Pull that belly in as you exhale, bending the knees a little. And then stretch, straightening up. This straightens you up again. And exhale. And straighten. One more time, finding this connection. Your fingertips are there to observe. You want to feel something moving. And exhale. And then just lengthen through the legs. Take a deep breath, lifting the shoulders up. And exhale, releasing around and down. One more time, up. And around and down. Think of your long tail down and out behind you, feeling that sense of openness and lift. Just let yourself take a little walk, opening through the hips around your room. You want to practice shifting in your center to move forward, not feeling that your foot and your knee are reaching out and you're traveling to it. So you want to move from your center, from your spine. It's almost like you're floating in a way. That's how it feels. I mean, this is what dancers practice, but it's not just dancers, you know. This is like a very nice feeling to support your walking. So you still feel energy. There's equalized energy more so. But anyway, thank you very much, everybody. So I will upload this video. I didn't do a YouTube live this week because I really honestly don't have time. I have to run and teach another class. So I will see you next time. So everyone be well and healthy and take good care. Thank you.